Hey everyone, welcome back to Quayzar's Customs. I am your host, Hurst Quayzar, and we are back in the garage of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, playing some the Fast and Furious cars, building them as we go. We are up to movie number 7, and if you've been watching the last few videos, you've noticed that my garage has been changed around a little bit. The Roadrunner has been put away in the parking level. It was done. I've lined up these front three cars in about the order in the movie of when you saw them. So, or during the chase scene when Ramsey is running around, they're trying to run Ramsey around the city to try to hack God's Eye. So, she was initially in Brian's car, this nice GTR, then over here into uh, the car Roman Pierce was driving, and then they passed her off to the car Letty was driving. So you remember this was the very first one in the movie when she did the drag race in, and she won. And she also drove it later on in the movie, and it does take a missile into the butt of this car. So I line them up this way. Why? Because I was able to get the Aston Martin. This is a DB11. I want to say. Oh, geez, who does this one? I'll have to remember. So the DB11 is not what Deckard Shaw actually drove in the movie. I believe it was a DB9. But I guess, I mean, for me, they look very, very similar to an Aston Martin person. They'll probably want to smack me, right? Because there's probably a big difference between a 9 and 11, and I don't know it. But hey, I'm sticking with this one. All right. So we got the Deckard Shaw DB11 Aston Martin again with Dom's Charger, and this would be the last Charger, last black Charger that we build in this series. So, and you're probably wondering why I'm building several of those. Well, I'll show you later. All right. So we've got Brian's GTR done. We've got Letty's CUDA done. Now time to take care of Roman Pierce's Caprice. Well, this is a bolt cape, all right. And I've taken the liberty. I've already rebuilt the transmission, or rebuilt the rear end, added wheels and tires to it. The suspension is done. Exhaust. The body's not in bad shape, but we have to repair the body still. And I have taken the liberty to do some editing in this for this particular car. One thing I did is I lowered the stance all the way around. I lowered the stance. Another thing I did is I shifted the front axle slightly backward a little bit because I felt like it was too far forward. And at the same time, when that shifted backward, it actually shifted the rear end back a little bit farther as well. So it kind of centered it up a little bit better, made it look a little nicer in my eyes anyway. In the rear, I've actually narrowed the track on the rear end to the point to where the tires were touching. I'm running 345s on this. So 345 17s with about a 35, I believe, 35 profile. So I narrowed it up because actually what I did was when I bought the rims for this is an offset, or the ET number, of 50. So basically what it does is it pushes the wheel and tire farther out away from the wheel well, farther out this way. But what it actually does is it mounts where it mounts is farther in. So you see that area right there? It kind of pulls it in a little bit. And what I've noticed from some of these cars, I don't know if you can notice it very well. This has an ET of 50. The front has an ET of 0. So if you can see the center of it, how it's kind of okay, but the back one is a little more deep dish looking. Yeah, that was kind of the effect I was going for. So I narrowed the track, put a wider wheel on it, and the biggest thing of all This is this rear seat. Okay, the bolt cape comes with this poop brown interior. I hated it. I wanted it all black. Of course, these seats that come with it do come in black, but the rear seat does not. It's only in poop brown. So I took the seat out of the Bentley that actually fit in here really nice, and I put the seat in there. So I've also done that as well. And if anyone notices, Rafat on the Discord channel actually showed me, take this out, that this back seat here was crooked. It's crooked. It's not on purpose, but it was crooked. It's crooked in the game. So if you ever see that and you see that it's crooked, you go, oh my god, he's right. That thing is crooked. Alright, so enough about this car. This is the Roman Pierce car. The one in the game is a little bit different. Of course, it is a Chevrolet Caprice. This is a bolt cape. The Caprice in the movie doesn't have all this chrome on it, but it is about the same color. And I cannot get the oval American Racing wheels that's used on that car, so I just kind of went with this one. And those wheels on that car are pretty much a light gunmetal. I did try that out, and on this, for whatever reason, I hated it. It sucked. It looked really bad. So I stuck with these. So for today on this build of the Fast and Furious cars, I figured I'd do something a little off. I keep seeing for your console guys about engine swaps. Alright, so an engine swap, if you click on the car and you go to the car status sheet, up here in the swap options are all the options available to you to swap out the engines. Now, with that being said, some of these engines come with download content. At this time, the download content is not available. It's going to be out in a couple of months probably, or whenever. If you want to go with some of these engines, you are taking a chance of building or may not be able to build one of these engines. So kind of pick one out of this list that you see that you kind of think you want to put. So what I have in it is the one carb overhead valve. That's what we have in it. The two carb overhead valve is the one I'm going to select and put into this car because I like that engine. The two carb overhead valve supercharged is what's in Dom's Charger right here. That is the two carb overhead valve supercharged engine. What else is available for this puppy? Overhead valve Hemi. I don't believe this is the overhead valve Hemi. Yes, it is the overhead valve Hemi. This is the shaker though. So I believe you have to have the Plymouth DLC for that. Alright. I'm not for sure. Then you have the overhead valve Magnum. The 6P, the Windsor. Now the Windsor is definitely a Ford DLC. The 385, I'm not sure if that is a Dodge DLC or if that's something else. So today we are just going to do an all-out engine build on this. So like I said, decide which one you want, and if there is nothing over there, you can't swap it. Don't complain. It's not swappable. There's nothing in there. All of your 6-cylinder cars, anything that says an F-mill, has a 6-cylinder in it. It's not swappable. Stop complaining about it. It's okay. It'll be alright. Anyway, we're going to go with the 2 carb overhead valve. So, come over to your engine stand. You select on it, and then you select create new engine. And then you have a list of engines that are available down here, and you just scroll through the list of engines. I have a ton of them because I have all of the DLCs for the PC version right now. So we were looking to find out what the overhead valve Hemi B. That's with the modern Dodge, definitely. 385 is I believe is a Ford. The Windsor Race is a Ford. The Windsor is a Ford DLC. What was some of the V8 Hemi itself? Just a V8 Hemi. I believe that might be with either the Ram DLC or it is with the Jeep DLC. I'm not entirely sure. The V8 overhead valve 6P. Now that is an option that I could put into this car. So 6P. I believe I can put that in this car. I believe that's not a DLC motor. I think that's an in-game motor, I believe. Overhead valve Hemi is a DLC engine. Maybe that is a DLC engine. I'm not sure. This dual overhead cam supercharged is game engine. There's your supercharged, your V8 dual overhead cam with 4x4. Two carb overhead valve in a single, and then the V8 DHOC. Definitely all those are in-game engines and are available. So we are going to build the V8 two carb overhead valve. And, ooh, wow, hit my mouse and everything went spinny. So if you're wondering what you need to do next, you just kind of highlight, go into assemble mode, and it'll tell you which block to get. Now for these types of engines, I can tell you I have built a lot of these engines. So I am just going to go and just buy all the parts and build it. Now if you're low on cash, but you have a lot of time, you can pull this out and tear it down to bare bones to the block, take it over to the repair stand over there, repair as much of it as you can, and then start building. And when you have all the parts disassembled in your inventory, come over here and create the engine. Create another either the supercharged or the dual carburetor that I'm going to build. You'll have most of the parts already, and then you'll just have to buy like another carburetor. You're going to need to buy little filters for the supercharged one, different air filter for the dual carb one. So yeah, most of the parts are interchangeable. You just can't what was I going to say? You just can't do something. You can't just like start taking, you can't put this on the engine stand and take the intake off and then expect to put that intake on back there. It doesn't work that way. You have to create the engine from the stand and from this icon. Okay, so we've got the parts. Well, I should say I have the knowledge of what I need to know, need to get done. So let's get at it. Overhead valve V8. It'll get me. Oops. No. That. Oh, and I have all kinds of parts in here. So. Oh yeah. So I need a carburetors in the camshafts. I'm getting in the speed shop. We'll need a crank. We'll need a crankshaft pulley. We do need the overhead valve block. Heads I'm getting from the speed shop. Exhaust I'm getting from the speed shop. I think I can get the oil filter, oil pan. Oops. Let's see. Overhead valve V8. Overhead valve V8. Timing chain. Timing cover. I was hoping I could get everything on there, but I guess not. Alright, so now we'll just wipe that out. Go engine, because there's certain things I'm going to need as I'm flipping through this so quickly. I don't need any camshaft caps, so that's a good thing. Clip A's, clip B's. Lot of questions on these. Clip B's, you're gonna need 2 of them for the distributor. 2 of them, distributor. Yeah, that's what I said. Crankshaft bearings, I'm gonna need 3 of those. Scrolling through here, I wanted the covers, engine head covers, and 1 there, and there's the other one right there. Did not pick those up when I had it sorted the last time. Shame on me. I don't need any rollers. I'm not going to need any of the distributor cap stuff because I'm getting that all in the speed shop. I believe I can get the intake from the speed shop too. I think I can, so I'm not going to worry about getting that, which would be hell, where is the intake manifold at on this? There it is. So I believe it's in the speed shop. What is that, 178 bucks? Yeah, I'll pick it up just in case. Just in case it's not in the speed shop, I have it on hand. Got my oil filter. Got my oil pan. Gonna need piston rings, definitely. Piston rings. Gonna need rocker arms. Gonna need 16 of those bad boys. Watch, I will miss something. I will miss something. Rod caps, need 8 of those. Cover and the base. I believe that's all I'm going to need, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we can. Oh, I need a starter. Go ahead and pick that up while I'm in here. Did I pick up a timing chain? I don't think I did, but I got one now, just in case I didn't pick that one up. I did get the cover. Push rods. Ooh, yeah, I almost need 16 of these bad boys. Already got the water pump, but I need a water pump pulley. And now that I thought about it, I need the fan. So EF, right? Where's fan? Jeez. Fan, there we go. Overhead valve fan. Gearbox. I always miss this. Clutch release. Alright, now let's jump over to the speed shop and let's start blowing some money in here. Alternator. Camshaft, overhead valve. Overhead valve. One of those. 2 of these beautiful carburetors. Gonna need that. Clutch. Pressure plate. I need the heads. Need 2 of those. That's head A or head B? Nope, it's both just the head. Exhaust. We are going to need the exhaust, and this is always tricky on me. Need 2 of those. Right? Flywheel, need that. Fuel filter, definitely. Coil, distributor cap, or I should say distributor and distributor cap, and the rotor, along with all of our nifty ignition wires. I do have the intake. Very nice, very nice. I thought I did. 8 of these pistons. Power steering. We definitely need power steering. This air filter. 8 spark plugs. And I believe that is it. Alright, let's get to building. So if these engines are my favorite ones to build, and I think it's just because I've become very accustomed to them, and that they're easy for me to build just because I've done so many of them. It's just ridiculous how many of these I've built. But you will eventually get used to. You're going to have your favorite cars you're going to build, and you're going to have just that certain type of engine that you can just build blindly. So don't be discouraged. You're watching me just, grabbing all these pieces. No, I don't have a cheat sheet. It's all memory, and it's surprising because I'm an old man. But anyway, like I said, it's just, muscle memory. I've built so many of these things. Alright, now, boys and girls, pay attention. Distributor cap, clip B. Distributor cap, clip B. We good? Alright. Let me grab some stuff in the back here. Flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, and the one I always forget to throw out, bearing. Oil filter. Now that I've got all that done, now you can rotate it. Some people were complaining that they couldn't get at some of these pieces. Just rotate it, dude. Just rotate it. Easy peasy. Now I don't know how much different this is from the console version. Drop me a comment. Let me know what the differences are. Because I tell you what, I've been noticing a lot of differences with just some of the random posts I've been seeing. And I've already said some of it already. I'm like really surprised. For something that I thought would be better on console, it just really isn't. I'm enjoying the PC side of life. Sorry, just love it. So this car Roman Pierce is driving, right? It's in the movie. It's like almost like a stock car. It's almost like a throwback to his demolition derby days when we first met him at a demolition derby. When Brian O'Connor went to, ask for his help doing this undercover job. So, to me, it was just like a throwback to that. It's like a stock car looking car, no chrome on it. They're driving around the streets of LA, and they are trying to stay away from this drone that's shooting at them. And it's just absolutely nuts. Oops, I'm gonna rotate here. Absolutely nuts. Some of the explosions, bombs going off. Some of the stunt driving is pretty good in that instance. The one stunt that is just there's several stunts in this movie that are beyond over the top, right? But the first one is where Brian O'Connor has Ramsey, right? Ramsey's trying to hack back God's eye. So he is driving around. He needs help. This drone is closing in on him. So he says something about pulling a move. Roman Pierce knows exactly what he's talking about because, him and Roe go way back. So they hit this intersection, right? And they go into a spin to where they were coming at each other, and then he goes into a spin, right? They both go into a spin to where they go passenger door to passenger door. And while they are passing each other as close as possible, but without hitting them, it's almost like people drifting and coming like an inch from the wall, but they know what they're doing. Kind of sort of like that. So they do this spin move, right? And Ramsey jumps out of Brian O'Connor's GTR and into Roman Pierce's stock car Caprice. Looks cool on film. I don't know how anyone could actually do that in real life. I don't think anyone actually could. But that's probably one of the crazy stunts. One of the crazy stunts that's in this movie, right? Just plug it along here. Trying to get as many of these videos done as I can during the week. I tell you what, it has been very hard for me to get something done because it's just been very, very busy and just too much going on in real life. It's just been nuts. A lot of stuff going on. And by the time night comes around, typically, you know, my wife goes upstairs, she lays down, and then I spend a couple hours on the computer. No, I've been way too tired to even mess with it. So it's had to wait till I felt like I had some energy to come in here and at least talk to you guys, and while we build some crazy creations from these modders. And I said I was going to check to find out who made the DB11 over there. I will check on that. Let me throw these carbs on here real quick. And I will take a quick look into the community workshop because it eludes me. I am totally baffled. DB11. I want to say, oh, it's lit. Lit. That mod is by lit. I was going to say gollywog, but it's lit. So that is set up and is in the workshop. As I've stated before, this is the Bolt Cape, and it is not a workshop car. It is actually a game car. Alright. I don't think I need to drain the oil out of this. We'll try it anyway. So anytime you need to swap an engine, you're going to have to raise it. If you got oil in it, you're going to always have to change the oil. It had nothing in it. That's fine. I think I already dropped the drive shaft out of it. Alright, let's grab the starter. This engine may come in handy for a junkyard dog or something. Okay, so we've got that out, Alright. Lower her down. Pop the hood. Let's take the crane over to lift number 2. And then we will remove the engine. Ta-da! Completely removed. Alright. So over here, the new engine you have just built. Select the car stand. Take off the engine from the crate. Now you can go over back to the engine crane and say add an engine. We were like, well, wait a minute, which one do I know which one is which? You just rebuilt this one and it's labeled up here 2 carb valve. A 2 carb overhead valve. This is the single. Now if you had 2 of the same, you can definitely tell the difference. This has got a lot of worn parts. This one is brand new. You select this one. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bow. It is in the car. Isn't that awesome? We don't need you anymore. Goodbye. Alright, so we have all of that. Let's tear this puppy down to parade rest. Let's try to fix these door panels. Remember, glass and lights are not repairable. At least it's been my... Yeah, I think I got rid of that, and that. And if you're wondering why I chose the Bentley back seat, it's because it kind of has the same texture as these front seats. So that's why I did that. So let's take you off. I know the bumpers are good on this, so I'm happy with that. This is our welder. It will take care of all of our rusted areas. It's a beautiful thing. Our interior cleaner here will take care of the interior, but I believe I already did that for the interior side of it, but I'll do it again. I'll waste $100. Sure, why not? It's done, just in case I didn't do it the last time. I think I've got everything off the car and ready to go. Let's come over here and let's start. Oh, not everything. Not everything. Alright, so let's see what got destroyed here. Fender's in good shape. Hood's in good shape. We need to get lights. Door. What about the mirror? Oh, okay, so we need a left mirror, right? Right side mirror. We need a right side mirror so far. Trunk turned out okay. That's it? Only one mirror out of the whole thing? Hallelujah. Alright, let's jump into the body shop. Now, because it's an in-car, it's an in-game car, the body shop is where you want to go. For those on PC, if you're looking for body parts, what you want to do is go to the community body shop down here. Now, if you're looking for in-car game cars with performance body shop parts, they're in here. So we're going to go to normal, bolt, cape, yes. Windows, yes please. Oh wait a minute, bolt cape? I thought, wait a minute. Oh, hang on. I keep calling this the bolt cape. It's not the bolt cape, is it? It's a bolt Chapman. Bolt Chapman. No wonder I've... Okay. Bolt Chapman. Okay, so the bolt Chapman is what we're looking at. Wow, I've been calling it the wrong thing the entire time. Left side mirror we have. We need a tail light. And voila. That should about do our build. Get everything all laced up here. And I got one more taillight to go. And I believe you are 100% on the body? No, because I have to put license plates on. Let's throw a nice gearbox in here. Wrong one. Want the overhead valve one. Let's put a nice gearbox in here. If you're going to be performing stunts like that one in the movie, that's not the one. You need a good gearbox. Unfortunately, this car meets its demise with a missile to the rear end, and it literally blows the car in half. Blows the car in half. Wow. Car doesn't last long, that's for sure. Okay, let's drop you down. What do you think so far? It's looking awesome. Alright, last but not least, let's throw some oil in this pig. Alright, and I don't think we need to do any pieces, so we don't need to spend $100 on paint. Let's throw in a set of plates. We're going to go again with California, 2, and Roman. Sounds good to me. Alright. Normal mode, and let's move you to the dyno shop. So I've got full custom exhaust on it, performance exhaust, all performance parts possible, and transmission. Let's throw some numbers. Let's see where we at. 294. Well, we are a little over. Well, we're over 562 on a horse, 712 on the torque. Not too shabby, I don't think. Not too shabby at all. All right, so there we have it. Let me close this up. It gets kind of noisy in there. So there we have it. Let me sell off some of this garbage I have. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I bolted the boat. That was silly of me. Still had a few pieces left over, but sell, 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 sell. Yes. Music to my ears. Alright, so there you go. There you have it. Nice, pretty engine on the inside. I think I made a nice choice with the dual carburetor option. Thanks for watching. If you see anything you'd like for me to do better, give me some feedback. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit the subscribe button down below if you like what you see. Hit the notify option to get more notifications for more videos that I'll be putting out. And what can I say? It's been fun. Thank you very much for all your support, and hope to see you when we get to the next video. We will be tackling that Aston Martin by Lit. But for now, this is Hurst Quayzar, and I am out.